Imagine this. You've given everything you have. Blood, sweat, tears. But no matter what you do, success feels out of reach. You start questioning yourself. Is it even worth it? Should I just give up? But what if I told you the greatest success stories in history are built on failure? The difference between winners and losers isn't talent. It's not luck. It's the art of never giving up. In this video, you're about to hear stories that will shake your soul, challenge your excuses, and change how you see failure forever. Because once you master the art of persistence, your life will never be the same. So don't go anywhere. Let's begin. Part 1. Why most people quit. The secret trap. Here's the brutal truth. Most people quit just before they succeed. Studies show that the majority of people give up after their first few failures. Why? Because we've been conditioned to think failure means stop. Think about it. From childhood, we're taught that mistakes are bad, that failure is embarrassing, that if you fall down, you should stay down. But what if that's the biggest lie you've ever believed? What if failure is the path to success? Let's talk about one of the most inspiring real-life examples of never giving up. Part 2. Story. Number 1. Colonel Sanders. Rejected 1,009 times. Meet Harlan Sanders. You might know him better as Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC. But what you don't know is that this man's journey to success didn't start until he was 65 years old. At an age when most people retire, Sanders was broke, jobless, and living out of his car. But he had one thing, a fried chicken recipe. He believed in it so much that he started pitching it to restaurants, hoping someone would buy it. He knocked on doors, he made phone calls, he traveled across the country, and he got rejected. Not once, not twice, but 1,009 times. 1,009 people told him his idea was worthless, that it wouldn't work, that he should quit. But he didn't. On his 1,010th attempt, a small restaurant finally said yes. And from that one deal, KFC was born. Today, KFC has over 25,000 locations worldwide. The lesson: success doesn't come to those who quit. It comes to those who refuse to give up. Part 3. Story number 2. Steve Jobs, fired from his own company. Imagine building a company from scratch, turning it into a multi-million-dollar empire, and then getting fired from it. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to Steve Jobs. Jobs co-founded Apple in 1976, but by 1985, he was forced out of his own company. He lost everything. Most people would have given up, but not Jobs. Instead, he built another company called Next, and he bought Pixar, which later became the most successful animation studio in the world. And guess what? Years later, Apple begged him to come back. Under his leadership, Apple launched the iPhone, iPad, and MacBook, turning it into the trillion-dollar empire we know today. The lesson: sometimes the worst thing that happens to you is actually the best thing. Part 4. The psychology of never giving up. Science proves it. The human brain is wired to quit when things get hard. It's called the pain avoidance mechanism, a survival instinct that tells us to stop when we experience discomfort. But here's the trick. Your brain doesn't control you. You control your brain. Every time you push through difficulty, your brain rewires itself to be stronger. It's called neuroplasticity, and it's why successful people see failure as fuel instead of fear. Part 5. Story number 3. J.K. Rowling, from rejected to billionaire. Before she was the world's richest author, J.K. Rowling was a single mother, broke and struggling with depression. She wrote Harry Potter in coffee shops, but when she tried to publish it, she got rejected 12 times. Publishers told her the book was too long, too childish, that no one would read it. But she didn't stop. On her 13th attempt, Bloomsbury Publishing gave her a shot. Today, Harry Potter is a billion-dollar empire, and J.K. Rowling's story is proof that rejection is just redirection. Part 6. How to never give up. 3 simple steps. Now, let's talk about you. How do you develop unshakable persistence? Step 1. Shift your mindset. Instead of seeing failure as the end, see it as feedback. Every mistake is a lesson. Step 2. Embrace discomfort. Growth only happens outside your comfort zone. The moment you feel like quitting, push a little harder. Step 3. Take consistent action. Success isn't about talent. It's about repetition. Keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. Conclusion. Here's the truth. You're one decision away from changing your life. The world isn't controlled by the smartest people. It's controlled by the ones who refuse to quit. So, what's your excuse? You've heard the stories. You've seen the proof. Now, it's your turn. If this video inspired you, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I have a powerful new video dropping soon that will take your mindset to the next level. Click here to watch it now.